Bernard cracking on with old Tubbs here. Good lad. All right. One of his issues, no, I don't like to use issues because every dog on this planet has got an issue of some way, shape or form. Just depends how severe they are. One of the hurdles of what we want to get over with him is he is starting to resource guard. He's starting to take ownership of bowls of food, items, and he's literally just on the cusp of spaces within the home. Okay, all starts off with food. That's how the resource guarding kind of literally 9 times out of 10, that's where it all starts, where a dog is sensitive around people touching in around the food. Okay, then it moves to items, so socks, trainers, shoes, TV remotes, all that kind of stuff. And then if it's really bad, it then manifests and becomes into spaces within the home, so that you can't even sit on your own sofa without him guarding it and protecting it. And it can also manifest to people. Okay, dogs resource guard people. That's slightly different because people think, oh, he's only protecting me. He's not protecting you. But that is a completely different lesson, and we would be talking along the lines of the dog has realised that you're a safe space and it's a fearful response, so it's barking because it wants you to leave that situation. Okay, this is not what this is about, but it can appear that resource guarding, or dogs that do resource guard, it appears that they are guarding a person. Okay, as I said, it's potentially when you approach that person, the dog has realised that the person that he thinks that, or you think that they're barking, is not going to give the dog attention, etc., etc., or the dog is fearful. You see what I mean? Okay, it's a completely different topic and a completely different subject. With him, we are dealing with food. Bernard, come here. Now, all the time, and the reason, good lad, all the time, and the reason why potentially dogs do start to resource guard is because as humans, we are always taking things away that they like. Okay, bones, chews, food, whatever. All right. Okay, so this old analogy of messing around with the dog's food, you know, put it on, oh right, yeah, I'm just going to see if he's vicious around his food, so I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to walk, all right, okay, I'm just going to see if he's vicious around. It's an old wives' tale. Forget it. It's absolute rubbish. Okay, when you put a dog's bowl of food on the floor, leave it there. It's as simple as that. I wish I was about 3 stone lighter than I actually am. However, if I've got a plate of steak and chips in Miller and Carter's restaurant sat in front of me, and somebody comes over and tries to take my steak away, they're getting a fork right in the back of the hand because I don't want them to take it. It's exactly the same principle. Okay, so what he has done, or what resource guarding dogs do, is they connect an approaching human to be having something being taken away. All right, that's when they growl. Don't take my bone because I like to chew it. Don't pick up my full food bowl because I'm hungry and I want to eat it. Don't pick up my Kong because it's my favourite toy. Okay, then they'll start growling. The next thing that happens is when that human that's approaching reaches down to pick something up and remove it from his environment, they get bitten. Okay, because he doesn't want that item or that bowl of food to be removed. The key thing here, or the key word here, is the theme removed. Okay, what we want to do is we want to take that equation out of the situation and we want to give. Bernard? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get an empty bowl and we're going to get a handful of his kibble. I'm going to put it on the floor like so. Then I'm going to get a pinch of his kibble and I'm going to put that right into his bowl like so. Okay, these hands and a human presence are now giving, they're not taking away. Okay, so bowl is empty there. He's looking at me to say it is empty, and I'm going to go, here's a bit more, mate. There you go. Okay, so we're reconditioning, and not a negative, an unpleasant experience with us being associated with always taking something away, to a good experience with us adding something which he loves and he wants to eat or play with or spend time chewing. Okay, so when it can be an extremely complicated subject because there is a lot of psychological issues that underline it in relation to how the dog thinks and how the dog is engaging with a human that's approaching the dog on a bed or in a crate or whatever. Okay, now if it is a really bad resource guarding issue and the dog is kicking off when it sees a human approaching, okay, all that we would do as a human is not set the dog up to fail and put it, you know, in a situation where it's incredibly uncomfortable. We would walk past that bed and throw something at the dog and then just carry on walking. So we're reconditioning a human approaching this little dog or any resource guarding dog space is a good thing, not a bad thing. Okay, so we want to try everything that we can to reverse his thought process. Every time a human has walked by him or near him or approaches him, these things give, whatever it is, all right? No longer does me approaching or walking by him or standing in his space, using these, take things away, okay? And we can do that with relation to toys, etc., etc. And again, this is why it's quite a complex subject, all right? Also, when we speak about dogs that resource items, the first thing that everybody says is, I just don't understand it, John. He's got a whole box full of toys. We've spent so much money. He must have 42 squeaky balls, 27 cuddly toys, 83 bits of rope that we play tug with him. You get the point, okay? If we overload him with items, he rapidly does not realise or doesn't learn that other items within the home aren't his as well. He cannot figure out the difference between a squeaky rubber pig and a TV remote. The only difference, obviously, is that the TV remote doesn't squeak. But to him, it's an item which he thinks is his. So get rid of your 3,226 and a half dog toys that you've got in your nice little basket that's come from the range, which looks lovely next to his bed. Get him in the shed, okay? Then what we do is we have one play item, okay, that he will learn, yes, this is our playtime. We're going to use this, a rope, a flirt pole, whatever it is. Find a game that they like. This is our fun time. Fetch it then, okay? Now, we've got to be careful that we control the game. And I spoke about this a little bit before, okay? About leave it. Good boy, all right? He nearly had my fingers yesterday, okay? Hence why I feed in a leave command. But what we do is, this is your toy. It comes from me, but more importantly, we're going to share. Nearly. We're going to share it, okay? You do not need 326 million different toys, all right? However, when you start to notice he is becoming a little bit protective or a little bit obsessed with this toy, change it. Simple as that. Right, he's refusing to give this up now. He's now growling and starting to snarl at me when this gets out, and it's becoming more of a problem than a beneficial tool to teach him how to play with the tool. That in the bin. Right, let's get a bit of rope out, okay? That shouldn't be such a big problem if you feed in all of the different resource guarding cures and address the different resource guarding issues in and around the home. Okay, we share. If I give it to him back, all right, and play with it together, and do not just go, oh yeah, game's over, let's go home. Yeah, oh mate, no, I like playing this game. I like playing with the ball. Where are you going? If we do that, he will keep hold of it because he doesn't want the game to end. So what we do is we add value and fun, but we don't put shiny lights and twinkle on it to make it so special that he thinks it's his. It's not his, it's ours. Yeah? So a little bit, and again, while we're doing this, is we've got to get some timber off of him. We've got to shed a couple of pounds, haven't we, mate? All right. So I want his feet moving. I want his limbs moving. I want him up and down. I want him, the heart rate to start going. Okay. And you can see he enjoys interacting with a tennis ball. Come on then. You don't know how to bring it back. You don't know how to, there you go. Woo, there you go. We're getting there. This isn't a retrieving exercise. This is all about getting this dog moving and getting this dog's heart rate up a little bit just to get some timber off of him. This is all what we're doing for. Come on, buddy. So, as I mentioned, resource guarding or possession aggressiveness is a very, very complicated, deep situation to deal with. All right. And seriously, you could talk for about 3 hours just on that one subject. But basic principles. Come on in. Come on in. Just so that we're not doing our best to confuse people.